I recently came across a little essay by William Lane Craig explaining his views on gay marriage, and of course we all know how brilliant the man is, so let's take a look at his thoughts. This essay of his was written as a response to a question that says, okay, interracial marriage is fine, why isn't gay marriage fine? The two are pretty analogous, and I just wanted to highlight a few interesting points of his response.
Two heterosexuals, two homosexuals, or a heterosexual and a homosexual are free to marry, no questions asked, just as persons of different races are free to marry, no questions asked. What they are not free to do under federal law, whatever their race or orientation, is to enter into same-sex marriage.
And this is technically correct. It is not about gay people getting married, it's about people getting married to people of the same sex. There is no test to enter into marriage to say, okay, prove you're straight or prove you're gay. That's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is, can I, regardless of whether I'm gay or not, marry my male friend? However, in his preceding sentence, he talks about discrimination and says there is no discrimination. After all, the law says nothing about your sexual orientation or your race. Regardless of those, you can marry. But there is still discrimination. There's gender-based discrimination. I, as a male, cannot marry Bob. However, my friend Jenny can marry Bob simply because she is female, and I cannot simply because I am male. That's discriminatory. And you may say, well, no, it's not discriminatory, it's completely fair. I cannot marry half the population, and she cannot marry half the population. It's even terms. And, I'm sorry, you don't believe that, and I'll prove it. Let's say there's a law on the books that says men can only drive blue cars, and women can only drive red cars. Men cannot drive red cars, women cannot drive blue cars. Well, it's fair, isn't it? No discrimination, it's totally fair, it's equally discriminatory. No, it's discrimination. You would fight against that law, and so would I.
What they are not free to do is to enter into same-sex marriage simply because there is no such thing. Marriage is, by its essence, a relation between a man and a woman.
So basically his argument is that you can't legalize gay marriage because that's an oxymoron. There is no such thing to legalize. Of course, Billy, you could go back to the 1800s and say, we can't legalize women voting because there's no such thing. Voting is an intrinsically male power role. So, women voting is an oxymoron. You can't legalize something that doesn't exist. Like, imagine if Steve Jobs had thought this way when they're making the iPhone. Someone says, okay, I've got an idea. It's going to be a smartphone. It's a phone, but it's got a computer in it. And Steve Jobs is like, what? What? No! What? That's impossible. You can't make a smart phone. Phones aren't smart. Idiot. Of course we don't think like that. This is ridiculous. And it's the kind of ridiculous bullshit you would expect from Billy Craig.
The real question here, it seems to me, is whether marriage has an essence, or is merely a social convention akin to driving on the right versus left-hand side of the road. Those who espouse same-sex marriage want to deconstruct marriage so that what counts as marriage is just a matter of convention.
Okay, deconstruct marriage from what? Marriage is a legal contract between two people issued by the state. How is that anything but a legal and social convention? Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's cute. In fact, I think it's downright adorable that your religion thinks there's something more to marriage, but your religion is not my government. God bless America.
Those who want to redefine marriage in such a way that it need no longer be between a man and a woman need to come up with some other argument in support of that redefinition than the appeal to interracial marriage.
Ooh, some other argument for gay marriage. Why should same-sex marriage be legal? How about, why fucking not? What are we getting out of this ban on gay marriage? I think the real underlying question in the gay marriage debate is, why should the government issue marriage licenses? What personal or societal benefits come about because of this? And I'm willing to bet that every benefit that comes about because of straight marriage will come about because of gay marriage. So, the government should issue gay marriage licenses. Now let me just preempt something that I know is going to come up. Children. Creation of children. Straight marriages make children, gay marriages do not. The government has a vested interest in having a next generation, so no gay marriage. Dumb argument. Really dumb argument, okay? And the reason is, marriage does not create children. Straight marriage does not create children. It's not like you may now kiss the bride, boom, baby, suddenly. No. Baby just doesn't appear. Marriage doesn't make children. It encourages the creation of and raising of, key point, children. This happens in straight and gay marriages, where the couple says, we now have a support structure where I know my partner isn't going to leave me because I say something stupid one day. This seems like a better time to have kids than before we were married. And this can happen with straight and gay couples, where they can say, we can have a biological kid if we're straight, or we can have in vitro fertilization, or sperm donors if one of us is infertile or one of us is the same sex, or we can adopt a child. That's not a problem with straight marriages, so why is it a problem with gay marriages? They can adopt sperm donors, surrogates, whatever, and it still encourages the production of and raising of children. Same benefits. Let them get married. So, Mr. Billy Craig, while I appreciate your effort to justify your ideas, I don't appreciate your effort. You're full of shit, and it was a dumb effort, but it just seemed like a polite thing to say, you know? But now that I'm done being polite, you're an idiot, and this was a horrible essay.